Coming up today on AMA Air, we talk to members like you about their passion for scratch building.
We'll introduce you to a new interactive program from the National Model Aviation Museum.
And the AMA has recognized a 50-year-old flying site as a National Historic Landmark.
Welcome to another edition of AMA Air, everyone. We've got a great show lined up for you today.
That's right. October has arrived, and for much of the country, the number of flying days we have left is quickly dwindling away. But that means we're all getting our garages and our basements ready for our winter builds. This month, Model Aviation Magazine is celebrating building with their annual Build issue, and we thought we might talk to some of our members about why they love to scratch build.
Well, when I look at an airplane, like opposed to an ARF, that she can build, we can put our own touch on it, you know? I mean, it's our plane then, I guess, and it's just exciting to see it fly.
One of the most fun things about it is because you sit there and take something that's pieces, and when you're done with it, you're flying something and, you know, racing in a competition with something you built. Yeah, it goes 100 miles an hour all of a sudden from nothing, so it's pretty impressive.
It's hard to explain the feeling, but when you're flying it and you know you built it from, I still picture it as a stack of wood on my workbench.
Sure.
And yeah, it's the gratification that comes from that.
Well, like you said, it's always cool to have your own touch on something. Some of these ARFs out here, you'll show up at the shows and there'll be multiple people with the same plane, so at least yours stands out as different.
Knowing how something works is a big thing. And when you actually get into it and you're done and then something's not right, you have to go back and figure it out.
You definitely want to join an RC club, right? You'll find just a wealth of experience. The vast majority of the clubs, the people that will hold your hand through the building experience, that will give you insight, the type of planes you want to start with, certain planes you don't want to start with. You know, you don't want to start with warbirds in your first build necessarily. So you want to start with something a little bit more builder friendly, if you will. And then ask questions.
Yeah, everybody, that's what's nice about the modeling community is everybody's more than willing to help and share. And that's what the hobby's about, us sharing ideas.
And there's some forums online, and there's always people willing to help you. Join a local RC club or something. Someone is always there if you run into trouble.
Don't be intimidated. You know, talk with some folks. If it's your first time build, they'll give you some instruction and kind of point you in the right direction, and then jump in with both feet. If you make mistakes, don't worry about it. We all make mistakes building, right? You cut them out, re-glue them back in. So, you just go with it. So it's something that literally you take at your own pace and just enjoy it. It's part of the hobby.
I got flying with my dad too, so I always had him as a mentor if I ever had a question with flying or building. Like she said, join the club, and there's so many people out here. This hobby's great to help people, and you find nothing but nice people out here.
And do it so you're having fun, right? And it just gives you, that opportunity to when you want to sit down and kind of, get out of your day-to-day grind and just do a little building. It gives you that opportunity to do it. It's very, very relaxing, very rewarding, and it's just something that's just become an absolute part of my life.
If you've never had the opportunity to visit the National Model Aviation Museum, there might be a new way you can enjoy it from the comfort of your own home. Let's take a look.
We are here today with Claire from the National Model Aviation Museum. Thanks for joining us, Claire.
Thank you for having me.
So I understand you guys have a few pretty exciting things starting at the museum, some of which have maybe even already started. I'd like to talk just a little bit about the Q&A broadcast that you guys have started to put together. Can you give us a little bit of background on that?
Sure. It is called #AskClaire, capital A, capital C. And it was a broadcast that we did a few weeks ago that originally was intended to just be a test run. And we invited friends and family to attend, and then it blew out of proportion. We got over 2,000 hits. We had 8,000 impressions, which means over 8,000 people actually saw it on their feed. We had people visit from 10 different states in the United States of America, all over the world. The furthest away viewer was in Beirut, actually, in Lebanon, which was pretty cool. And we're thinking about doing it again. Actually, every month, the first Friday of every month, we're going to have another Ask Claire. We had a lot of fun with it. We really liked it.
I got the privilege of watching that very, very first broadcast, and I have to say it really was a lot of fun. Even as a person who obviously has access to the Model Aviation Museum any day of the week, I really, really enjoyed watching it and seeing the collection through the eyes of somebody like you who is knowledgeable about the subject matter.
Not everybody can visit the National Model Aviation Museum. It's just not possible. And so this way we were able to give that guided tour experience, first person, having somebody answering all these questions that they have about the objects, just like they would if they were actually here at the museum. So we're giving them that in person, but in a virtual way. And so they're able to interact the same way they would if they could actually be here. And if they can't, we have a backup. You know, they can tune in to Ask Claire and see the museum that otherwise they wouldn't get to visit. So,
what are some of the other things that you guys are working on right now?
So we're trying to amp up our web presence, and something that we're doing is a series called Flybys, and it's going to be more focused, it's going to be episodic. We were inspired by the Brain Scoop, another museum show on YouTube where they look at the collection, they take people behind the scenes, they give people a more personalized focused idea of the collection and the objects there. And so the very first one that just aired, it's about the Argus. It's really cool. I'm in it. And we talk a lot with Todd Lee, a modeler who is recreating the Argus to the specifications of the original model that we have here. And it was really, really cool to meet him, to see somebody who's been working on this project for over 20 years. And to meet someone who's so passionate, and that reflects our constituency. And we want to provide those people with these specialized episodes of what we have, because we have over 11,000 objects, and we focus on every single discipline of model aviation. We have control line, we have RC, we have free flight, we even have multi-rotors / drones. So we want to show people that we have this beautiful, amazing history of this hobby, and we want to share it with them. We want them to have that access. And so if they can't come physically, we'll bring it to them. We are giving them this distance learning opportunity, and I'm really excited about it.
And if some of our viewers want to participate, if they want to participate in that Q&A broadcast, or if maybe they want to participate in a flyby, how should they go about doing that?
Okay, that's a great question. So for the Q&A, it's very easy. If you have a Facebook account, all you have to do is log on when we're doing it and just type in a question. It's really, really easy. And for the flybys, you can email the museum. You can email me if you want, museumeducation@modelaircraft.org. Tell me about your flyby idea, and it's possible we might even be able to do it. And if you're in the area, maybe you could come in and be a part of it, and that'd be really cool.
Well, Claire, I really appreciate you taking some time with us today to talk about these things. I think these represent some really, really neat projects for the museum that really present a brand new membership benefit for members of the organization related to the museum that we've never been able to offer and that they've never been able to experience before. So I'm pretty excited. I think our viewers are going to be pretty excited about this, and we're looking forward to more to come.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. Everyone tune in to Ask Claire and to the flybys in the future.
Spaceport America, the world's first commercial spaceport, presents the Spaceport America Drone Summit. Experience drone racing, demos, seminars, and more over 3 days at the state-of-the-art New Mexico complex. For more information, visit www.spaceportamericadronesummit.com.
And finally, this past month, representatives from the AMA attended the 50th Annual Rhinebeck Jamboree in Red Hook, New York, to help celebrate its success and recognize the Old Rhinebeck Aerodrome as a National Aeromodeling Historic Landmark.
With support from the Old Rhinebeck Aerodrome and the AMA, the Mid-Hudson Radio Control Society hosted the inaugural Jamboree in 1967 and was the first event dedicated exclusively to World War I models. The annual gathering has grown throughout the years, attracting thousands of modelers from around the world to the Old Rhinebeck Aerodrome. The Mid-Hudson Radio Control Society continues to host the Jamboree, one of the longest-running World War I events.
During this year's Jamboree, AMA District 2 Vice President Eric Williams presented 2 plaques to the president of the Old Rhinebeck Aerodrome, recognizing it as a National Aeromodeling Historic Landmark. If you'd like to learn more about the Heritage Program and other historic landmarks, visit modelaircraft.org/museum.
Thanks again for joining us on another edition of AMA Air.
We hope you've enjoyed your look at news from around the hobby. If you have a story you'd like to see on the show, head over to air.modelaircraft.org and send us an airmail.
Right. And if you're not yet a member of the AMA, visit www.modelaircraft.org and join today.
We'll see you next time, everybody.
Take care.